Pat Tillman was not your typical football star, as all throughout high school he was thought to be undersized despite his exquisite play. As Pat's dominating high school career began to come to a close, he was able to secure a scholarship opportunity with Arizona State University. While on the verge of becoming a superstar linebacker for Arizona, one thing became abundantly clear about Pat. He was a true believer in having passion in anything you do. Intelligence was something that carried Pat both on and off the field. As on the field, he would have an uncanny ability to be able to read a play before it even happens, and off the field, he graduated a semester early from Arizona State with a 3.8 GPA. The next stop in Pat Tillman's career would take him to the NFL, where his relentless work ethic and perfectionist personality would prompt the Arizona Cardinals to draft him 226th overall. As a rookie, Pat would quickly force the hand of his teammates to gain their respect by using his constant intensity and relentless work ethic. Projected to be nothing more than a special teams player at the start of his career, Pat was able to quickly work his way up and become the starting safety for the Arizona Cardinals. Pat would quickly help the Cardinals re-establish themselves as a playoff team for the first time in 16 years. Then in 2000, Pat would set a franchise record for tackles in a season with 224. Immediately after 9/11, Pat would be interviewed for his brutally honest thoughts on the matter.
My great-grandfather was at Pearl Harbor, and a lot of my family has given up, has gone and fought in wars, and I really haven't done a damn thing as far as laying myself on the line like that, and so I have a great deal of respect for those that have and what the flag stands for.
When it came to Pat's priorities, loyalty was always near the top, and it showed when he became a free agent for the first time.
When the free agent safety received a $9 million five-year offer from the St. Louis Rams in 2001, he demonstrated another facet of his complex personality.
He lived by loyalty. I remember trying to talk to Patty about the value of this contract, how it would set him up for the rest of his life. And all he said to me is that I don't want to leave my coaches, I don't want to leave the players, and I don't want to leave Arizona.
He said, you guys believed in me. You guys gave me a chance. What would that say about me if I just walked out on you now? I said, well, that's, it's part of the process. He said, not for me. He said, I'm staying here, man.
Following the 2001 season, Pat would begin dropping hints to his friends and his agent that he would be moving on from the NFL to something greater. Always the ambitious character that he was, no one really seemed to stop and question it. That offseason, Pat and his brother Kevin, who was also a professional athlete on his way to playing Major League Baseball, both enlisted to become U.S. Army Rangers. After enlisting, Pat would start to reject the limelight, as he didn't want any additional attention put on his military service. He simply wanted to be treated like any other soldier would. After passing through elite Army Ranger training, Pat's first assignment would be in 2003 as part of Operation Iraqi Freedom. In 2004, Pat would be assigned to a mission to assist in sweeping villages in an effort to destroy Al-Qaeda infrastructure. Due to a mechanical issue with one of his squadron's Humvees, Pat's platoon would be split into two as they passed through an Afghani canyon. Unfortunately, Pat would not make it out of the canyon, as nearby gunfire sent his platoon into a panic. The cause of death? Friendly fire.
Pat is in Serial 1 and Kevin is in Serial 2. Pat's serial is to go straight to the target village and begin clearing operations at Mana. Kevin's serial is to take the broken Humvee, go out to the highway, drop it off, then go back to the village and join the rest of the platoon.
Pat's group, Serial 1, traveled according to plan through a canyon, emerging safely on the other side. But when Kevin's group, Serial 2, realized that the terrain was too rugged to move the Humvee out to the highway, they followed Serial 1's route into the canyon, where trouble awaited.
As they get inside, they hear an explosion. They look up the walls of the canyon and they see incoming fire. At that point, they realize that they hadn't hit a landmine, that they were being ambushed from above. They see the Taliban attackers up on top of the canyon firing down. The amount of fire began to grow as Pat Tillman's group doubled back to try to relieve the pressure on their comrades stuck inside the canyon.
You can't go into any situation, no matter how much training you have, and know exactly what's going to happen. Everything changes once the gunfire starts.
During the firefight, Pat Tillman and a member of the Afghan militia in his unit were killed.
Pat would posthumously be honored with a Purple Heart and a Silver Star Memorial from the U.S. military. In addition, the Arizona Cardinals would honor his number 40 and Arizona State University his number 42 and retire the numbers. In his honor, Pat's friends and family created the Pat Tillman Foundation to serve the purpose of investing in U.S. veterans and their families through education and community.